Okay, this is like the second time I'm doing this video because I said the word wrong and it really irritated me. Indicate, not identicate. So, to premise this whole deal over again, so say you're a time traveler and you end up in the 20s and you need to make a phone call to tell somebody where you are or to make a contact or what the fuck ever, but there are no telephones. So you have to send a telegram. Well, none of us remember how to do that because I've never sent a telegram, which I kind of want to do now just because, like, they still exist. But anyway, so I have here how to write telegrams properly. Just in case you're a time traveler and somehow you have access to YouTube and somehow you don't know this information for yourself. I don't know. This is what I do when I'm bored. So, page 11. How the address should be written. The telegraph companies have clear, concise rules concerning what is and what is not properly a part of the full address and signature. Naturally, if abuses are to be avoided, there must be reasonable restriction in this respect. Clear, complete addresses are desirable, not only from the point of view of the sender, but also from that of the company, since difficulties of delivery are thus reduced to a minimum. Include in the address of your message all matter that is necessary, but only such matter as is required and no more to enable the company to identify and locate the addressee. Special care should be taken to indicate cardinal points of the compass. I don't even know what that means. Along with street numbers. A message addressed to 370 14th Street may be taken to that number in East 14th Street, only to be delivered after considerable delay to the same number in West 14th Street. This same applies to north and south directions. This common omission in addressing telegrams is one of the most frequent sources of delay, especially in the case of messages addressed to the larger cities. Oh, I guess that's what it means. Like, we're on south instead of north, because if you go north, it's like a totally different street. It doesn't even run in. Anyway, if you're telegraphing a person or firm you are positive is well known nationally or locally, a brief address is sufficient. If you have occasion, for example, to telegraph the President of the United States, a message addressed to the President, White House, Washington, D.C., will reach the Chief Executive if filed at any telegraph office in the world. Just so you know, if you're a time traveler, people know where the fuck the White House is. So you don't have to know the address of the White House. But if you're a time traveler, you probably don't want to message the White House. You probably want to message someone in your family that is like random and that would not know the White House. I'm just saying, I'm just guessing. So anyway, oh no, this is funny. To write it, His Excellency, the President of the United States, the White House, Washington, D.C., is to be needlessly verbose. Oh, okay, good. I thought they were saying that we were supposed to say His Excellency, so apparently don't say that, because then that would probably look like you were from the, I don't know, like a long time for telegraphs. Moving on. There was something else that was more interesting. This video has just gotten terrible, like real quick. How unnecessary words creep in. To paraphrase, brevity is the soul of telegraphy. Brevity is the soul of telegraphy. In other words, be brief. Be brief. The practice of adding such words as dear madam or dear sir at the beginning of the message is obsolete. Even though it's not now, it totally is then, apparently. This likewise applies to such phrases as yours very truly, yours sincerely, etc., commonly used in closing a letter. These words are charged for, and so accustomed is the public to telegraphic brevity that their use often produces amusement rather than the expression of formality which the sender desired. You know what I see this being, though? Is like the public being like, That bitch, she could afford to say, "Dear sir." We don't have anything to say. I just stuttered. I just totally ruined this video. I'm like 5 minutes in. Do I just still want to go with it? I think I'm going to go with it. Anyway, back to that, like, terrible joke that I was making. Telegrams are received without the well-known title of Mr. Do not censure the sender as lacking in respect. To ensure accuracy in transmission, the title is omitted, lest through inadvertence it should be confused with Miss or Mrs. Esquire is also dropped from transmission. I don't want to do this video a third time. I feel like this is enough. So anyway, if you're a time traveler, this is just like a heads up in case you haven't thought of this, that maybe you should just like get this book by Nelson E. Ross and just kind of see what would be normal, so that, you know, you just like go in the telegram office, you just like write it down, you give it to them, and they're not like, where the fuck are you from? Okay, there's my thing.